Hello people, welcome back to another YouTube video on my channel. I apologize, I am doing front-facing camera today because I have my laptop and I don't know what's on the screen, like as far as on the top of the screen, because JAWS doesn't read that far. So I don't want you guys seeing anything that you shouldn't be, like my email or whatever. So I'm making this video because there is a show that came out on the CW network, which I've never heard of the CW network until a couple days ago. The show is called In the Dark, and it's about a blind lady who is solving the murder of her friend who got murdered by something, they don't know how. But apparently she was the only one that found his body, or maybe she saw it happening, or I don't know. But she's with her guide dog, so yeah. Okay. So I found the trailer, so I looked on the NFB website and they had posted this little article and it had a little hashtag, and the hashtag was "Let Us Play Us." So it's basically about trying to increase awareness of blind or disabled actors and how they are not always cast in roles in Hollywood. And so one of the major problems with this is that disabled people don't always have the chance to act in Hollywood just because there aren't any roles for them, or maybe the directors don't always have in mind an able-bodied person to play. You know, they don't want a disabled person playing an able-bodied person for the show, because you'd have to make some adaptations, obviously. It would take a little bit more time, but I mean, most of the time the people that are going into the acting business know what they're doing. They know how to adapt. So as for anyone with disabilities who is an actor, actress, you know, they know how to adapt. Maybe it's not completely normal, but I mean, that's part of being in Hollywood. There are some things that have to be changed. So there's no reason why a disabled person could not play a non-disabled person in a show. But aside from that, the whole point of the hashtag is that blind people or disabled people are not even getting played. They're not allowed to play even themselves. So like, there's a show with a blind person, and blind people can't even be in the show as blind people, you know. So okay, this just bothers me a lot. So the hashtag was on there. I went and watched the trailer on a couple of videos, and because there's been a couple people, I think Rotten Tomatoes, this is a new channel I'm watching, TV something, CW Network posted on their YouTube, and I watched it, and there's a couple things that just bother me, but it's all about the media anyway. There's a lot of things about the media that bother me about disability. They do all the inspiration porn, which really bothers me because we're normal, and we want to get that across to the able-bodied world, that yes, we do things differently, but we are normal. And a lot of times the media doesn't show that. They show it like, oh, look what this person did. They walked across the street. Okay, good. That's what everyone else does. Now, I understand there are challenges to that. I'm not discrediting that at all. I mean, if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know that there's some things I struggle with, and so just like everybody else, you know, it's a challenge, and I deal with it, but I'm just being me. Like, I'm not doing anything special by coming to college, you know, doing all this stuff. So anyway, so then I watched, I commented on the videos, and someone commented back, and they were very rude, and so I deleted their email, because I got the YouTube reply thing that said, someone replied to your comment, blah, blah, blah. So I deleted that. Basically, they complained at me because in the comment, I didn't say I was blind. I just said, basically, this is ridiculous that Hollywood and other media people don't even let us play us as blind people or disabled people. And, you know, I just went on. And these people commented and said, I don't understand. Blind people aren't even going to know the difference because it's a sighted person playing a blind person. And that's true to a certain point, but I mean, most of us research this stuff if we're watching a show about a disability. So it would help a lot for the disabled community if people that were actually disabled got to play their own people. Because, like, what are we showing? I mean, it's kind of like having a white person, like, paint their face black and be like, I'm black. You know, they didn't stand for that in a while ago, you know, and they wouldn't stand for it now as far as racism and all that stuff goes. So, why is it okay for people who are not disabled to play disabled people when they can't even, they can't bring the realism to it? They can try, but it's not the same. A sighted person is not the same as a blind person just because they put a blindfold on. You know, you have to learn from your experience, and there's so many different things that, like me, for example, I'm not going to know what a person who has one hand or even no legs, you know, like they have amputated limbs. I'm not going to know what that's like unless I live it. And even then, everyone's different. So that really bothers me about Hollywood. And so they commented on that. People were commenting and saying that the trailer for the show was not audio described, which is true. And I find that very ironic because the show is supposed to be about blindness and accessibility, but yet the trailer's not even an audio description. This is like the first thing that I've seen in a while that came out regarding blindness, disability. Speechless was really good. I don't know if you guys have seen that show, but it's about a young man who has CP, and it's good. But again, I don't want to judge or anything because I don't have CP, so it wouldn't be fair for me to compare that to blindness. But it is a pretty good representation of the disability community as a whole, you know, as far as inspiration porn and all that. But I don't know if the person who is playing the young man is actually disabled, and if not, I ask why. Why not? So I'm gonna play this trailer for you, and I did the front-facing camera also for another reason. Sorry, I got it really close to my face. It's probably like zooming in. Gross. Okay, and my glasses are probably making it weird. But yeah, so I want to play this trailer for you, and I have the camera turned away also because, you know, the whole email thing, but also because I want you guys to experience it like I do with hearing it. So honestly, keep in mind, I can't see anything that's going on the screen. But hearing is bad enough. Alright, so I'm going to play the movie. There we go. Enter.
Pause left parent, K right parent button. Pause. Click next, pause left parent, K enter.
Alright, I'm going to turn this up for a second.
Left right slider, 0 6 graphic DLC.
Let's see if I can find the volume. Where's the volume?
Left right slider,
There it is.
60 enter.
Sorry. There we go. 100% volume.
Enter.
Apologize, you guys probably couldn't hear that. Now I'm going to move it back. There we go. Okay. Now I am ready to start the trailer. Here we go. This is called In the Dark from CW Network.
Enter. Play left parent, K right parent. Click pause left parent, K right parent button.
You can't pass the line again, Murphy. Did I?
Enter. Play left
Alright,
parent.
so you see, well, actually I don't know what you see, but there's a lady walking with a cane. You can hear her tapping it. That's another thing too. The media always makes it where people tap their canes, and I keep in mind this is just me. I know a lot of blind people that do tap their canes. I tap it, but I also sweep it most of the time. Depends on your cane tip and all that, but I prefer to sweep because I feel like you get more tactile feedback that way. And tapping it is more for echolocation, at least what I do. So you saw my other video when I was walking towards the like 2 buildings, and I wanted to hear which building was around me. I just tapped my cane to get the echo. You know, I don't like tapping my cane that much, just because I'm like, the tip rolls, what's the point in tapping it? So yeah, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, with tapping that. It's perfectly okay. Whatever works for you, but just saying, the media really makes it seem like everyone taps their canes constantly. So she's walking, she walked past a light or something, and so someone just told her, hey, you walked past it, and she's frustrated, which is normal, that happens. Because, you feel stupid sometimes if you walk past something that you were not supposed to, and someone has to point it out to you. And if they do it nicely, it's fine, but if they do it condescendingly, then it's just like, seriously? So yeah, so I'm gonna play it now.
Yeah, you really should buy condoms, girl. Not for the environment. We all gotta do our part, right?
Okay. So she was at a... Oh, wait, she didn't pass the light. She passed the line. Okay. So lines are hard. She's at a store. So lines are hard because you never know where the person is. And if I'm with a sighted person, they try to pull me back to where I can't feel the person in front of me with my cane. Like, I feel their foot. But also, that's common because I literally did that the other day. I went to one of the restaurants on campus and I walked right past the line into it and was like, oh, this is not the line, okay. But also, they have those barriers in one of the places, those little walk around in the different zigzag pattern barriers to keep the line kind of at a normal weird angle. And I walked into those, thought it was a person, so I stopped, and I literally was like 10 feet away from the counter. And they were like, next, and I was like, oh, that's me. Oops. So barriers are really hard for lines, but I understand why she passed the line. But she's paying for her stuff. I don't know if they're going to show the card thing, how she swipes your card and all that. And the pin, entering the pin with the touchscreen, which is impossible, unless magically the touchscreen talks, which would be amazing. But as of everyone that I've seen, it doesn't. I know they're trying to make it in the future. The keypad thing is fine because it has numbers and, just like regular. Okay, let's continue. Keep in mind, I'm not endorsing this show at all, just as far as the content. I don't, I have a feeling it's all about inappropriate adult content, let's put it that way. And I don't want to watch this kind of stuff as far as, sexuality and stuff is concerned. I don't really want to watch that. But, it's showing normality because blind people are all normal. So, we want to, I guess, buy condoms and all that. So here it is. I don't, but we are normal, like everyone else. So yeah, people in the blind community that do that too. So here we go.
Maybe Murphy could be the face of this company.
Oh, that's a great idea.
She doesn't do anything except eat candy bars and take naps.
I think blacking out would be a little easier when you're blind.
Okay, so they're at a bar, I assume, and I feel like this show's all about bars and drinking and stuff. So literally the guy just said all she does is sit around and eat candy bars all day. So basically there you go, that's a common stereotype, I guess, from sighted people. They assume that we don't have jobs and we don't do anything with our lives. So I'm glad they showed that. But also, keep in mind this is the majority of sighted people assume that, so hopefully this movie shows her living a normal life. And then the lady just said that blindness is easier, or blacking out would be easier when you're blind, which I don't know. I've never been drunk before, so I don't know. But I'm just gonna let that comment go because I don't really know what they're trying to imply.
Why don't you look blind? Same reason you probably don't look stupid.
Okay, and that's pretty good right there. Why don't you look blind? Same reason why you probably don't look stupid. I love that. Because that's so true. Everyone always tells me you don't look blind, and I'm like, well, I probably do. I've got sunglasses on and I've got a cane in my hand, and my eyes jerk constantly, so how do I not look blind? But for people who have prosthetic eyes, I've heard that they look normal. Normal eyes, I mean, not the people. People look normal, obviously, but the eyes look normal. And so a lot of people assume, for me, that they have this stereotypical expectation of what a blind person is supposed to look like. I don't look like that, I guess. So I always get the comment, why don't you look blind? And my friends do all the time as well. They're like, they always get the, are you really blind? Are you truly blind? You don't look like you're blind because you look confident, you know what you're doing. It's like, yeah, so, you know. So I do like that comment. And in the background you hear sirens, probably from an ambulance or something. They're at a bar or something, I assume. So let's keep going.
You're just like a stalker. How does it feel to not care about anyone but yourself? Nope. She's in the middle of a crisis. Does it look like I have my life together? Because I want to. I wish I didn't like sex so much.
I think I know what you do.
Oh, yeah?
It's like the only time that you don't have to feel blind. Guess who?
Feel your eyes burning a hole in my ass.
Okay, so she has a guide dog, and so that was okay that they showed the cane and the guide dog, because I know a lot of people, depending on where you're going, you go with the cane for sometimes, and then you go with the dog for the most part. You know, like concerts and stuff, you go with the cane, because it depends on the person and the dog. But some dogs don't like crowds and stuff, and it just depends on what's best for the dog. So I'm glad they're showing the cane and the dog, but I hope they show the guide dog process, because that could be really complicated, and you know, it's a long process. So I hope they show that love and devotion that she has to her dog and everything. Hopefully they don't just show that she's treating it like a tool, because yeah, it's a tool, but it's also a companion. So hopefully they show that. Also, they were talking about sex and how the guy said that he knows why she likes it, because she is it's the only time she doesn't feel blind. And that's rude a lot, because I mean, the only time I really feel blind is whenever people make a big deal about it to me, or whenever I do something small that everyone makes into a big deal. Like I tripped over a door, you know, like someone was holding a door and I didn't know it, and so I reached out for it and it wasn't there. Or people try to, you know, pull me across streets I don't even want to go on. You know, so whenever people make me feel blind, that's when I feel blind. But for the most part, I feel normal. I mean, I can read and I can do everything else normally. Okay, not normal as far as sighted people, but I can do everything that everyone else does except drive, pretty much, and walk a straight line. But I do know a lot of blind people that can walk straight lines. So anyway, aside from that, she is really just trying to get her life together. I don't know if she's been blind her whole life. If not, this is kind of true, because once you have a disability, like from the beginning, you know, like from later on in life, you kind of go a little bit crazy before you settle down and get used to it. It's sort of like that rebellion and denial and shock. So this is understandable, but if they were born blind, why haven't they figured out how to get their life together by now? As far as, you know, like later on it'll say something about plugging something in and how she couldn't plug something in or whatever, like basic life skills that if you're born blind, you have the training, you have the skills, that, you know, the training skills you should know how to do. Now there are blind people that I know that were born blind who don't have those skills, and it's all just either because they don't have the motivation to, or there's some kind of something else blocking them from getting those skills, such as lack of opportunity, which that's okay too. Not looking down upon those people who didn't get the opportunity, but once they get the opportunity, take advantage of it and go for it, because those skills are important. So let's keep going. I don't know if you guys can even hear it. I hope you can.
Florence made all dudes a little kinky. Sweetheart? I feel like I can't say no. Just so crazy. It's nice to see you again, Murphy. This is a glass table, isn't it? Yeah. Tyson? Where are you, dude? God.
You didn't find a body, not even a drop of blood. Your friend is wasted. Something happening to Tyson is the worst thing that could ever happen to her.
You're really that close.
A 15-year-old kid saved her life. I know you're just trying to be nice, but you're basically telling me you're gonna wait and see what happens.
Something happened to him. excuse me.
Because you're a drunk mess. You have no idea what life must be like for you.
You guys know I'd be a mess even if I could see perfectly.
You can't solve a murder case.
Because I'm blind?
You cannot even remember to plug in your cell phone. Just wish someone saw what I couldn't.
Oh my god, this stupid dog.
He's gonna help. Get up.
Why are people doing that? Where are we going?
Marjorie, what is happening?
Do you know these stars have to align to bring two people together? Think about how many billions of people there are on this planet. And all the moments that brought you to that seemingly random person.
I'm gonna figure out who killed Tyson.
What?
And how did you get
I
that?
have my ways.
What if it leads you to the person that killed him?
I'm not gonna let Tyson's killer run free, so maybe you can get to it sooner.
You're gonna figure it out.
Link next left
Wanna
on
get a
left
guide
parent
dog,
K right parent
Yeah,
button.
I'm kind of a loner. I'm kind of a loner too. But most cool people are. Let's go, Pretzel.
Enter. Play left parent K right parent.
Alright, so we see her, and she's confident saying, I'm gonna go find this guy or person who killed Tyson, which I guess is maybe her boyfriend. And then they say something about how they have no idea what her life's been, what her life is like, and she says, you know, I would be like this even if I were sighted, you know, you guys know that, and basically trying to show that that's normal. You know, blind people go through the same things everyone does. So, you know, they show that. Then there's the part where I assume it's a girl, like a younger girl, and she says, are you gonna get a guide dog? And the girl says, yeah, I'm kind of a loner. And then the lady says, yeah, a lot of people are. So, not just saying, hey, blind people are, you know, loners, everyone is. So, I like that they're bringing that. And I like the sound of the birds in the background, by the way, totally random, but, like, I love the woodsy, birdie chirping sound. That sounds real, so I like that. I don't know if they're in the woods or not, but it sounds like it. Also, though, her dog's name is Pretzel, which I find interesting. I've never met a dog named Pretzel. I met Nacho, but not a Pretzel. So, that's cute. I don't know what color Pretzel is. I don't know what color Pretzel is. But I also find it weird because she said, let's go, and she started walking. So, I don't even know, like, I hope they use the actual guide dog commands. Unless maybe the dog was on heel. And so, you know, she was like, hey, let's go, like, we're gonna keep walking, you're on heel, we're just gonna walk, you know. But in that case, the dog's not guiding, it's just walking beside you, pretty much. So, it's kind of like, if you ask the dog to heel, it's walking beside you and you fall into a ditch. It's not the dog's fault, because it's not on guiding duty. It's on heel. So, I hope that they actually distinguish the difference between those two, heeling and guiding, and they actually show, you know, the whole point of a guide dog. And that would be nice if they actually used a real guide dog. I don't know if they did or not. I haven't researched that much because I really don't care about the show. But yeah, it makes me mad that they're doing this with a sighted person. So all in all, I think it's decent. Personally, not something I would recommend just due to the sexual content in the show. I don't know if it's like, if they show anything like that. I don't know. But just as far as them talking about it, I'm like, nope. Like, too many sexual references for me in the trailer. Although I do think it could be interesting, so I kind of want to hear what's going on with it and how it works. If you guys have seen this show, please comment, let me know. If you liked it, if you didn't. If you are blind and you've been watching it, let me know if they've ever decided to add audio description for it. And if you think it was accurate as far as blindness. And if you are sighted and you've watched it too, please comment. Let me know if there's any interesting things that you find that the show brings up as far as issues with blindness. I haven't seen the show, so I can't really comment on anything else besides the trailer. But it would have been nice to have some audio description, such as a woman with blonde hair is walking towards a store with a cane, or something like that. You know, like, let us know before. Because if you don't pay attention, it just sounds like someone's just walking with really loud heels. You know, it doesn't really sound like a cane tapping. I'm sorry if you guys couldn't hear it very well. I can't really turn it up. I don't have any more speakers besides on the laptop. So if you guys want to look it up on yourself, the show's called In the Dark Trailer. It's by the CW Network. You can also find it on Rotten Tomatoes. And then you can also find NFB. So if you search nfb.org, go down to the bottom, there's a hashtag called Let Us Play Us. Or you can search for the hashtag Let Us Play Us. And the video of them protesting it will come up. And it explains why they're protesting it. And so, the thing is that I want to point out, they don't have a problem with the show's content. It's just the fact that a sighted person is playing a blind person. That's what irks me too. A lot of times, a lot of the media just makes blindness, like, so powerful and, like, amazing. Or they'll make it, oh, this sucks, tragedy. It's neither one of those. It's in the middle. It's normal. It's life. So I think the show does a pretty decent job so far of making it normal. I just wish if they actually had a real blind person to make it more real. Because a sighted person can try all they want to, but they're never going to get that. That's just my opinion. Keep that in mind. But this is actually from a real blind person. Keep that in mind as well. And I've been blind my whole life, so I think I have a decent... I think my opinion might carry some weight just because I'm blind. And I've been blind my whole life, so I know I've been where this lady is, not as far as the drunkenness and all that, but I've been where you want to grasp those skills and you can't. I've been there where you feel stupid because you don't know something that everyone else does. Like, for instance, there was a glass table, and she was like, oh, the table's glass. Like, oops, I've been there. So, yeah. That's my opinion on In the Dark trailer. So thank you all for watching. Again, sorry if I don't know what the camera... I kind of moved my hand around, so I apologize if the camera's shaky or really bad angle. I want to record in landscape next time, so please, if you guys would let me know how to do it properly, because, let me show you. So if I want to do it this way, I don't know if the camera on the back would be facing the wrong way or not. If it needs to be in the upper left corner or the lower right corner, I don't know. So yeah, so I was just wondering. So if you guys would kindly comment, let me know if the video camera angle sucks. Let me know how to fix it. And thank you all for watching, and have a great Sunday afternoon.